You know, I can't really say I'm surprised we lost this game because the Ravens sweat preseason like no one has ever sweated before. They're like kids nowadays on video games. You want to hop on, play casually? No. You play casually for 2 seconds and you are getting wiped. It doesn't matter what game you're playing. Warzone, Madden, 2K, you're getting wiped. Like this man Tyler Huntley had no reason being this dominant tonight. 13 for 14, 129 yards, and a touchdown on top of that. Like, chill out, my guy. And then speaking of dominance, I mean, Isaiah likely had 8 catches for 100 yards and he even scored a touchdown. And I can still remember the sequence he dominated us. He had like a massive catch for a ton of yards. He came out for 1 play and then it was 2nd and goal. He checked himself in and guess what? The guy scored a touchdown literally instantly. Shout out to the Cardinals linebackers and secondary though. They're basically non-existent at this point. That's actually a pretty good segue on what we need to address next, and that is our linebackers and our corners. I will say, Zaven Collins did have flashes tonight. He wasn't absolutely awful, but at the same time, I can't say he was good either. Like, he had a really nice tackle early on in the game, but his coverage, I don't even want to talk about it. One of the main reasons we drafted Zaven Collins in the first place is because he was really good at covering in college. That's not translating in the NFL, and it's kind of terrifying thinking about how we have to play Kansas City week 1. Like, I'm sorry, but Antonio Hamilton and Marco Wilson being your CB2 and CB3 and Zaven Collins and Nick Vigil being your starting inside linebackers is pretty terrifying. Like, if this is what we're rolling out week 1, Patrick Mahomes has nothing to fear and he's going to have a field day.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
Like, at this point, I just feel like we can't cover anybody, and if you don't believe me, look at how well the Ravens quarterbacks did tonight. Tyler Huntley, 13 for 14, 129 and a touchdown. Anthony Brown, 10 for 13, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he also did have a pick, so I mean, shout out to our guy Chandler Wooten. That was a pretty nice play right there. I don't really know what this route combination was or what Anthony Brown was thinking, but regardless, it's still a really good play. And flipping to the offensive side of the ball, let's talk about Trace McSorley real quick. Like, I get it, he's not a starting quarterback in this league, but the regression from week 1 to week 2 is crazy. He finished 18 for 34, 229 yards, and 2 picks with no touchdowns. I was pretty disappointed with Mr. Throw It On a Dime today, but it's okay, we still got 1 more week ahead of us.
Throw it on a dime, like you ain't even trying.
And looking at running back and receiver, the position battles didn't let us down. All Cardinals fans have had their eyes on Andy Isabella and Greg Dortch, and both of them performed once again. Andy had 5 receptions for 54 yards, and Greg Dortch had 4 receptions for 47 yards, but none of those guys right there were the leading receivers. Today, it was Victor Bolden who actually shined. He had 5 receptions for 66 yards, and he should have had himself a touchdown, but he ended up dropping it. Those are the kinds of plays you have to make if you want to secure a roster spot. It was a great throw, great placement, on the move and everything, and it hit him right in the hands. You gotta come down with that. But regardless, a really good game from him, and then the running back position, like, no one has ran away with it. Eno finished 4 carries for 12 yards. That's not great, but also not a lot of attempts. As you'll see, none of them really got that. Jonathan Ward, 3 carries, 11 yards, and then Keaontay Ingram, 4 for 9. I can't be mad at them because they're not really getting a ton of carries, and when you throw the ball, what is that, 40 times in a game? There's only so much you can do on your limited carries, so I mean, there's not much to really expect. If we're going pass first dynamic, then it's kind of hard for anyone to shine. But enough of the negatives, let's shine some light on some positives, and we can talk about Kyler Murray's play calling. It was honestly pretty good. He led 2 scoring drives with a Trace McSorley read option, and also a Jontre Kirkland fade in the back of the left end zone. And I also did see a graphic on the screen that popped up that said Cliff Kingsbury 3 points scored tonight and Kyler Murray led drives had 14. I'm not going to be like one of those people and overreact and be like, oh, Kyler Murray's the greatest. Kyler Murray should call plays during the regular season. Like, if he has to, sure. All the great quarterbacks are capable of calling plays. Tom Brady does it. Peyton Manning did it. Like, having the ability to do that is very beneficial, but let Cliff do his job. He's shown time and time again he's actually pretty good at calling plays, but say during the second half of the season we start collapsing again, it's kind of nice to know that Kyler can take some of the load off. So that's just something that stood out to me, and the progression from week 1 to week 2 with his play calling was significantly better. I hope they let him do it for week 3 as well, and I love what I saw. But with that being said, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. If you guys did enjoy, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post NFL and Arizona Cardinals related content, so if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But like I said, that's all I got for today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.
and love is love, and hate is hate. To die is an awesome adventure, and I can hardly wait. Earth is a prison, I need a great escape. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone when I'm up in outer space. You know I'm in my zone. You know I'm in my zone. I took a bite of the glory, I tell you how it tastes.